Hey guys, we are live. I'm Danielle, the Salty Cooker, and the cameraman, as always, is my husband Joe. Joe, if you want to introduce yourself.
Hey guys, I am the sound behind the camera. If you guys have any questions through this live, you can put them in the comments area. I will read them out to Danielle or give you a shout out or whatever as you come through, so feel free to comment.
Okay.
I don't know, I was going to say something else and then I blanked.
Yeah,
so,
you
know.
should have saw his face. It was like, yeah, deer in headlights. All right, guys, so we're going to get right into it today. So today on the live, we are going to make cream cheese Danish sliders. I've made this recipe for years and years and years, and I have so many different variations. With Super Bowl coming up on Sunday, I want to give you guys a really fun, super easy dessert to make, and you can really customize it for what you like. So let's go and get started. We're going to, and I should also say, I also have the recipes on my website, thesaltycooker.com. If you type in Danish, it's going to come up with like a page of all the different, variations I've made. And we actually have a new one coming out too on Instagram. Right after this, we're going to go live on there. So what we're going to start with is our oven is preheated to 400 degrees. I have a baking dish. We're going to spray that with non-stick spray. Put that back here. And then we have our slider buns. So everything that I make is gluten-free. And my favorite is Canyon Bakehouse, their sweet brioche style buns. I love how they crisp up. I love that it's a little bit sweeter. So we're going to go ahead and use those. And if you guys have any questions, go ahead and pop them up to Joe. And he'll ask me in between my rambling. So you can use whatever your favorite slider bun is. You can see these ones are a little bit larger, which personally, to me, that's like the perfect size dessert. Anything smaller, then you got to have a couple of them. But what we're going to do is cut out the inside here. And then just pop that guy right out. And you want to make sure that you don't go too like hollow on it where you don't really have a base, because they are going to bake. You want to make sure that somebody can pick them up and eat them easily. And that's it for the buns. We're just going to do this to all 6 of them here. And this recipe will make 6 buns. So you can easily double, triple, whatever you want to do for however many guests that you guys have.
They're always a favorite. They go fast, so at least have one per person.
Yeah, and one while you're making it, because you're going to have to taste test. I mean, that's kind of a must.
And only one for that? Because, I don't know.
Well, that's why you got to make a few different rounds, like a few different styles. So then you're taste testing one of each. And today we're going to do one of my favorite combinations, which is blueberry lemon. So the filling themselves, which is why I call them a cream cheese Danish slider, is because we're using classic flavors on a cream cheese Danish, and we're just putting it into a slider bun. So it's pretty wild. People seem to love it, or I get slack from probably more like actual pastry chefs and stuff like that, which I get it. But this is just a really fun, easy recipe, and I always just tell everyone, try it before you knock it, because it is so good. Everybody that's tried these always goes back for more. And I love that you can customize them, so you can do any kind of topping that you want. You can see we have the blueberry out. You could do cherry, you can do apple. I just pulled these out so you guys could see strawberry. I've done raspberry, blackberry, and we have a plain one as well. And then with the plain, I think I still have lemon in it, but then I do like sliced almonds on top. And okay, let's go in and just prep these completely.
So we've got a bunch of new people have joined us. You want to just quickly bring them up to speed on what you're doing?
Yep, so today we are making cream cheese Danish sliders. We're going to make my favorite version, which is the lemon blueberry combination, but you can top these any way that you want. And this is perfect for Super Bowl Sunday coming up, entertaining. Keep this recipe for really any time. this dessert's good anytime. Especially when you want something easy and simple. So we have an egg white wash. Because in the recipe we're using egg yolks, I have an egg white with just a couple tablespoons of water. You're going to mix it up like a little slurry, and we're just going to brush the edges of the slider buns here. And this is going to help just give them a little bit of a crisp, and it's going to help hold that granulated sugar in place. And you could do granulated sugar, you could do a raw sugar if you wanted to get a little bit more of that crunch factor. And then just sprinkle a little bit. We're not really doing this besides just a hint of sweetness, so we don't want to go too heavy on that sugar. And let's set this aside and go to our filling. So this is really where you can customize it as well. Everything that I make is gluten-free, dairy-free. Everything can be made full gluten, full dairy. So use your favorite products. We're going to start with our cream cheese. We have 8 ounces of cream cheese. Get that out. And so here's an example of being able to customize this for what's in your fridge or what sounds good to you. I'm going to do half of a lemon because lemon and blueberry is just a match made in heaven. But let's say you're going to do strawberry, strawberry, cherry. Orange goes really well with it. So you can always mix it up that way, or if you don't have fruit and you just want to do the cream cheese filling, you can always do that too. But I like to add, personally, just something a little bit extra to give it, a little bit extra flavor.
And everybody who's joining, just to remind you, I'm Joe, I'm behind the camera. So if you have any questions while we're shooting, feel free to just pop them into the comment section and I'll make sure to get them over to Danielle. So far we've got a bunch of people who have joined. Hello, Cindy, Alana, Cheryl says yummy.
Thank you.
Carol, Marnie, Angie, Alice, we've got a bunch of people joined. So
thanks guys for joining us. You're gonna love this recipe. It's one of my favorite go-to desserts because I mean, you can keep the slider buns in the freezer. I always have a can of pie filling in the pantry, like many people do, just because you never know when you want just that little bit extra treat. And this takes front to back about 20 to 25-ish minutes to make, so it's really easy, really good. So we have our 8 ounces of cream cheese, we have our lemon juice, and now we are going to do 1 egg yolk. And as you can see, I always keep I've made 3 batches today to prep for the Facebook and the Instagram live. So I always keep that part because you can make like bread pudding out of that. So yeah, just a little bit something extra. Okay, so we need a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. Because we have our pie filling on top, we don't need a lot of sugar in here. And I like to use powdered because it's going to help really hold it together. And you don't want to have all the granulated sugar if you don't mix it too much. So I'm just going to come over here and give this a quick mix. And yeah, so I swear guys, we are talking about going live way more often now that the holidays are done and it's starting to be a little bit less crazy. So pop in the comments, what kind of recipes would you guys like to see us make live? And normally what I'll do is I will include, put that there, I'll just set it there so it doesn't bang over. I normally include the recipe ahead of time too, but today it was kind of a little bit more of a last minute live. So yeah, but any type of recipe you'd like to see us make, whether it's baking, cooking, definitely pop it up to Joe or comment below.
we had Jennifer Hahn say hello.
What's up, girlfriend?
Welcome Pam and Beatrice and Phyllis. We've got some new people joining.
Now we're going to fill up the buns with our cream cheese mixture. You'll want to make sure that you don't fill them up too high because we still have our pie filling to put in there. But if you're not going to add a pie filling, then definitely fill it all the way to the top because you want all that goodness. That. Okay. So again, you can use any kind of pie filling that you want. I'm going to use blueberry because blueberry lemon, such a good combination. And we're just going to pop about a tablespoon on top.
A fat tablespoon.
Yeah. I like my blueberries, so want to get all that goodness in there. And yeah, you can see this is a super easy dessert. I mean, it's a ridiculously easy dessert. And also cutting out the buns this way, you can do so much with these, which again, we're going to be going live on Instagram here, and I'm going to show you guys a whole new style recipe that I asked for some different ideas in my stories, and somebody popped on there to do, I'm holding the secret until we get on there, but somebody popped on something that blew my mind and I had to make it immediately, so I actually shot it right before going live here, and I'm so excited to share it with you guys. Okay, so that's it. We're going to pop it in the oven, and then we're going to top these bad boys.
And what's your oven set to?
400. That's going to say 375 because I have it on convection. And then here is the finished product. Let me find something pretty to put those on. So these are perfect. Kids love them. Everybody loves them, guys. These are so good. Oh, I didn't spray that one good enough. They're definitely kid approved, and they're great because they are a handheld treat. Get this on here.
And our friends Dakota joined, and Nancy and Pam, thank you for joining.
Thank you for joining, guys. So we are just wrapping up here on making these lemon blueberry Danish sliders. So now topping them, you can also do a little bit of customizing on what sounds good to you guys. So I like to do, because we're doing a powdered sugar glaze, I'm going to do a little bit of lemon juice just to infuse that lemon. You could do orange juice. Actually, I pulled this out because I'm like, this is a really good idea. You could do orange juice. You could do a pomegranate juice. Pomegranate would be really good to just give it a nice kick. And let's get some powdered sugar. You may need a little bit of milk to just loosen it up, or you could just add more lemon juice. I think I'm going to do lemon for this one. And that lemon really balances that sugar factor with it being powdered sugar. Joe's been eyeing these up all day, asking if he can have one. It cracks me up because as a food blogger, Joe's, in the beginning it was a lot of, why did you eat that? Why are you touching that? Don't touch that. I need that. Now he just goes in the kitchen. He's like, can I have that? Am I allowed to eat that?
Like a 10-year-old. I got to ask permission. And half the time I'm still told no.
Yeah, some chick did a reel on that where her husband was going on and like would go by, take a bite of something, and she's yelling at him. Then she'd go in the fridge looking for something. I was cracking up because it's true. It's like those little things that you don't quite think of. It's just like, especially a lot of props and stuff.
Are you trying to say I eat the props?
You eat everything. That's what I'm trying to say. All right, so let's go ahead and top these. And we just want to do a little glaze on there. Oh, I'm so excited. We just got done eating Reubens.
Uh-oh.
What'd you do?
Sorry, guys. Our gimbal died on us.
Make everybody motion sick
Yeah.
now.
There goes all the watchers. It's the first time that's ever happened.
Yeah. All right, finish these up.
See how steady my hand is.
And there we go. We have our lemon blueberry cream cheese Danish sliders. Again, you guys can totally customize these. I'm going to include a link to the website so you can see a bunch of different options on there. But dessert is ready in about 20 to 30 minutes, depending on your cooling time and how long you actually want to wait for it to cool, because you don't really have to. You can eat these pretty quickly. So that's it today, guys.
All right. I don't see any other questions on here. Do you want to tell them where they can go to find any other recipes you have, anything like that?
Yep, so thesaltycooker.com will have all the recipes. If you want to look up any of the cream cheese Danish sliders, just type in Danish, type in slider. You can type in cream cheese and it'll come up. That will also come up with like all the cheesecakes and stuff like that. So you'll probably go down a rabbit hole with that one. But yes, all the recipes are on thesaltycooker.com. And we're hoping to be back on here in about 2 weeks or so.
All right. Thanks for watching, guys.
All right, thanks, guys.